So the big question is this: how do small businesses like yours, who feel like you're doing all the right things and going to all the right events, reach the federal buyer in a way that helps you win more contracts? That is the question, and this is the place to get your answers. My name is Neil McDonnell. Welcome to the GovCon Chamber of Commerce. Okay, let's get started. My name is Neil McDonnell. I'm the president of the GovCon Chamber of Commerce, and every day I get asked questions from small business owners or the people who work for small businesses in the federal space. I get asked questions about, in particular, sales, right? Business development or capture. How do I find that opportunity, develop that opportunity? And in 2021 here, I really want to start putting out a lot more videos related to business development and capture. This is an important part of, obviously, any small business's success. And capture, for those of you who haven't heard that term before, it's about a single opportunity. If you find an opportunity that you like and you think you could do a great job on, then you need to capture it, right? You need to go out and develop the information around it so you can understand a customer's challenges and goals, and then make sure your response is really writing to those challenges and goals. So anyways, I like this picture here, by the way, if you're watching the video, because capture is about just pushing through a lot of information. And that's what this ship is doing. It's just plowing right through the water, and it's not going to stop. It's just a continuous process for them. And capture for us is a continuous process. So I'm going to show you what we have, what I've done in this one particular scenario. So, okay, the scenario is somebody's trying to get into an organization called PEO USC, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But their question was, Neil, I got this opportunity. It's coming out of this program executive office in the Navy. How do I learn more about them? I did a little research ahead of time to try to speed this video up, but the part I'm just trying to show you here is, how do I find information? Then it's up to you to repeat that process on your own opportunity and dig in further. So the first thing I did is I just come to Google. You know, it's our favorite place to go. I typed in the entire name, Program Executive Office, Unmanned and Small Combatants. That's the name of the PEO for the Navy that had this particular opportunity. Interestingly enough, of all the stuff that I saw, and by the way, excuse me, I hit tools here. You see this button, and then I say, show me just the past year. I usually don't need to go far back because there should be a lot of relevant stuff in the current year. But it's ironic that I just said that, because I pretty much didn't find anything on this Google search. I found the PEO with the full name here, and this is just the Navy generic page that they have out there for every command. It seems like every single place they could have a page, it's here. And then it's, you generally step off of this site to the real site, and you'll see that in a second. So anyways, I found that, and I didn't really get anything out of this that I didn't already know. And then the other one was Wikipedia, because we all know that Wikipedia is a wicked source. The reason I like coming here is, most importantly, it gives me a quick snapshot of something. But really, this is a stepping off point to anywhere else. Often Wikipedia will put in links to the actual external sites for something like PEO USC. But in this case, they did not. So there wasn't a lot of information here. Did this Google search? Nothing really came of it. I'm going to close those two windows. And the reason I left it there is just so you can see that sometimes I go down a path. Imagine it like a maze, right? And you're doing one of those mazes on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and you're going from the start to the end. And sometimes you go down a channel and you go pretty far and you hit a wall, and oh well, let's go back and retrace our steps and start again down a different path. That's all you're doing here, and that's research for capture or business development. So here you can see I just did a different search. If I zoom in for you, or if I try to zoom in with my fingers, you see the search is PEO USC. So I did that in quotation marks. I wanted to lock it down. When I don't do it in quotation marks, I get all the PEOs coming up, and that's not what I want. And then this is one of my favorite things to do, is to make sure I'm only searching the Navy.mil. So you just put in site:/Navy.mil and you get that information back. Anyway, so that was the search. And obviously one of the first results I got was the PEO USC's website. In here, you see all these links up here, they look cool, but those are actually NAVSEA or Naval Sea Systems Command's links. And what they did is they put the PEO site as a sub-site. So coming in here, you think it's pretty cool. I'm thinking it's pretty cool, but then it turns out none of these things are linked. So I can't dig further in here, excuse me, further in here, but that's okay. Once I have this information, I begin to understand the program offices under this program executive office. I can begin to dig further in. If you don't know this, the executive director, or excuse me, deputy executive director of different program offices, they're these folks are small business reps, and you'll see this in a second. And so you can reach out to them to learn more. I was actually pretty surprised how little I'm learning here, because you go to other PEOs and there's a ton. And that makes me feel like I didn't actually land on their real website. I just landed on this NAVSEA type promotional website, if you will. Promotional might not be the right word. Anyway, so there's that, and I move on. Another one that came up, which is my favorite, and if you follow me on LinkedIn, you know that I put this kind of information out all the time because this is just gold mine. So this is NAVSEA's Command Directory. It's a directory of everybody you would want to call. And I'm not going to dig through it, but I will just type in, do a little search here. And I already did another one on something else, but let's do USC. So here you've got unmanned, PEO unmanned. And so there I can see the executive director and the phone number. That's all I need to be able to get in the door to start asking questions. If we come down here, there's 3 other results and none of them are any good to me. So the one that's up here is the best I get out of this program executive, out of this directory, but it's a great directory. If you're trying to navigate anywhere in the Navy, it's awesome, because not only does it give you phone numbers of different folks, but it begins to help you understand the organizational structure of NAVSEA in this case. So I always thank NAVSEA for making that public. Okay. So this is the only one I found of all the research I did. And I did a lot before I started recording this video. This is the only thing I found, and it's the NAVSEA's Small Business Industry Day from October 6, 2020. And, right now we're at the beginning of February, 2021, very relevant, but I wouldn't have cared if this was 2018 or 2019, because you can always at least use it as a stepping point. If I do that same thing on the search and I do my Control F, now I'm starting to have fun. So in here, I can see this is for SBIRs, but it doesn't matter. To me, this is somebody's name at PEO USC, and I can use them as a person I can reach into. I'm trying to learn more about your organization, who the right person would be to talk about this particular type of work. When I call somebody like Jen here as an example, I wouldn't talk to her about a particular opportunity. I would be trying to reach her to talk about the type of work that's in that opportunity. And could you point me in the direction of those people? Her job is not acquisition. And if you talk about an opportunity with somebody like Jen, I'm just using her as an example. If you talk about an opportunity, sometimes we humans just instantly go, well, that's not me. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't have anything to do with that opportunity. Then I probably shouldn't speak on behalf of it. It's like, whoa, that's just trying to get an introduction. So instead, when you call into somebody like Jen or Robert or any of these other people, ask them for referrals further in their office, further within PEO USC as an example, to the people who might be able to, are managing, let's say, cloud technology or systems engineering. So you can see that I got 16 results. I got more from this one deck than I did of all of Google, or more relevant. And there's some good links down here. So I'm going to show you, or good ones. So now I come down, this one's unrelated. So I'm going to skip. That result was not helpful, but this one is. So here I come down, and it turns out Howard here is briefing the small business community, the industry, on all of PEO USC. So here I can just slowly, and I'm going to scroll down instead of clicking through my found links for the moment, but I come in here and I can start seeing stuff. I see the person's name, and it gets way better, right? Down here, I can see the type of systems they support. There's all sorts of professional services that are required to support these complex systems that you're looking at, but it's a good snapshot of it. But then here you go is goldmine again, right? This one is PEO USC's Small Business Champions. And this is what I meant. Each program has the deputy, and I'm assuming these are all the deputies, a deputy who's in charge of communicating with the industry, in particular small businesses. This was something that was put in place past couple of years. Hondo Gertz, who was the Assistant Secretary of Acquisition, I might be brutalizing his title, but anyways, main guy in acquisition in the Navy, said, hey, let's communicate with industry better. That's the whole reason we want to do market research and industry engagement, is so we can have better solutions from them. So these people have all been designated that. And just by coming to this slide, I see who's here, I automatically know that I'm going to go dig into Google or wherever to find these people's email addresses and phone numbers to reach out to them. If I don't have luck with that, then I'll just go to the small business specialist. So I can go all the way to Ann Bannister or Dan Duckowitz, for example, at NAVSEA, and ask them if they've got a point of contact. But they've got such a good way of communicating all of their small business specialists spread out across NAVSEA that I would probably be able to do that without talking to them, is finding the contact information for this PEO and these program offices. And then this particular opportunity I'm researching for this video, it's PEO USC, but it's related to Naval Surface Warfare Center Crane Division, and that's Matt Burkett out there. He's awesome. He fully engages industry. Anything he can do to sit there and help his customers internally accomplish a mission more effectively with small businesses, he's doing it. And anything he can do to help you learn about it. So anyways, there's people out there who help, but right here, I've got names that help me go down that path. If I keep coming down, this just gives me a lot more information, and I actually can tie it to something I might be going after. So maybe this opportunity I was using as my example is this one right here, right? PEO office professionals, front office professional support. Well, that's coming out, and I'm trying to learn more about it. Who do I talk to type thing. So you keep coming down, you can learn a little bit more about what they do and some of their activities. I'm just scrolling down, showing you exactly what I do when I come down, looking at this. This one's really interesting, right? This advanced autonomous capabilities. When you look at this and you begin to see what they do, especially if you're in the IT and professional services, you begin to figure out, where can I fit in? What are these things? What's UC networks? What does that mean? Like, how do I learn more about that? So when I reach out to those points of contact, I'm going to ask them about it. You remember I said to Jen, don't talk to her about an opportunity. I might say, hey, Jen, I really want to meet the people who are in charge of the data and the UC networks. Could you help me navigate that way? Same thing on the research coming down further. I'm just looking to see what else is down. And here they're just explaining SBIR. So as far as finding somebody, that's not overly helpful. And then here they just go through some good news stories. I'm going to skip forward. So I come back here. Here's, it's funny how here she's Jennifer Greenwood and up above she's Jen. So we just kind of know that. And I think that was the end of their thing. You can ask questions. So let me come back. Let me just do my Control F to make sure I hit all my Fs. So there's that. 7, 8. Just clicking through these, you can see it as well as I can. And there's Jen. Okay, so I went through the whole deck finding it. Let me come back to my little fancy picture, because I'm just going to kind of wrap this one up with this picture for you. When I do research related to business development, and remember, business development is not about an opportunity, it's about an agency and really understanding everything about that agency so you can support their mission and identifying opportunities within that customer base. Capture is about pursuing one opportunity to the win, or capturing enough information to know that it's not right to bid on it. And this video was talking about, if you're trying to do either one of those, dig into the USC, PEO USC, or dig into, just in general, to find out what's going on and develop them as a customer base, or pursue that one opportunity I mentioned about front office support or something, you can go in, do research similar to what I did. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this research, but the one thing to keep in mind is that it's not always going to be smooth sailing. Speaking of ships in front of me, sometimes you just got to plow ahead. If I just bury this analogy in the water here, you just got to plow ahead, and you will find what you're looking for. Guaranteed, small business specialists will help you navigate the waters in there. Guaranteed, you can reach out to the PTACs, either your local PTAC or sometimes even the PTAC that's in the area that, for example, PEO USC is at. You can reach out to these people and they will help you. And you can also reach out to the GovCon Chamber, reach out to me on LinkedIn. There's many of us who are willing to help you. But the one thing we ask you to do is your own research and homework first. And that's why I put these videos out, is to answer that question. Well, Neil, how do I do that homework? Here's an example of it. And I hope it was easy for you to track on. Give me some feedback. Let me know if this is going in the direction you want, or if you have other examples you'd like me to explore or other questions you'd like me to answer. If you found this content valuable, Others will too. Give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to connect with me personally, again, do so on LinkedIn. We often do free training webinars and interview federal buyers. Sign up for the GovCon Chamber's email list to be notified about these opportunities at www.govconchamber.com. Finally, please consider becoming a sustaining member of the GovCon Chamber of Commerce. It's only $1 a day. I'm Neil McDonnell, wishing you great success.